Hey guys, it's Googly again with another ROM review, and I know it's been a while, but I'm back at ROM reviews and we have a lot to do. And this time I've got the Omni 8.1 ROM, one of the most requested ROMs for this device at me with the OnePlus 3. So let's get started. So guys, the OmniROM has been making a big comeback this year with the Oreo ROMs, and I am glad for it because OmniROM has been one of those ROMs which I really liked. Let's get started now. First of all, in the About Phone page, well, first of all, this is the launcher and all that. This is not the 8.0 version which I reviewed recently. This is the 8.1 version. And before I get to anything, for my Geo brethren who still use Geo LTE and VLT is working, although it's not shown here. VLT does work out. Let's go to the About Phone page. In the About Phone page, you can see in the system options, in the About Phone page, you can see Omni 8.1.0 weekly. So this has been converted to a weekly option, and it is working out really well for me. Let's go to the other things. It is OnePlus 3, it is 8.1, and you can see that it's pretty cool. There is a January 5 security patches, which is also nice to see, which is pretty awesome. Kernel is a specific version. I have not changed the kernel and tested out any other kernels, but supposedly the latest beta version of C# kernel does work with this one. SLS status enforcing, which is a great deal because I don't think there is any other 8.1 ROM right now which is still having SLS status enforcing. So that is something which I really like in this one. Now it does have Omni Updater, which is a Delta based updater. This is the first ROM which brought in Delta update. I'm really appreciating that. But well, you can see it is showing no data connection available, even though I have my Wi-Fi connected. I don't think that's a thing anymore. I mean it will be fixed on later maybe. It does have gesture options. You can enable jump to camera by double tapping the power button, so that is available. And apart from that, there is system UI tuner in the About Phone page where you can enable the brightness slider and all that. Also status bar option can be customized if you don't want any other icons. Do not disturb mode can also be enabled from button selection rather than just the slider or the button in the status bar. And that is it in the system options. Now this ROM, I have to admit that I wasn't very keen on using this ROM. I mean, I wasn't very keen on using any Oreo based ROM, mainly because I've been hearing a lot of issues. A lot of people have even contacted me regarding that, mostly because their system were encrypted, and 8.1, 8.0 ROMs, it's generally not a good idea to flash these ROMs onto an encrypted phone because it's not implemented yet. But I bit the bullet. I went on for this ROM, and this is the greatest experience of Oreo I have ever received on a phone apart from Freedom OS or Oxygen OS based ROMs. Now I guess every new ROM which I'm trying is the greatest experience I have with Oreo, so that is a good thing. Let's get into features now. Features are pretty unique for this ROM because this is unlike any other features which is available in any other ROM. I have talked about it in my previous Omni Oreo ROM 8.0. The features are almost the same, so I'm just going to run down on this one. It does have a style option, so you can enable or you can change the system UI style to light style, so that this one will change to white. Also Omni wallpaper options are available in the system UI style. If you select dark option, this one will be dark, so that's the only thing there. All the system UI elements will not be dark or anything else, so that's something there. It also enables the status bar logo that is still green anyway, so might not be for everyone. It does have off-screen gestures, and you can enable disable anything for that, so that is something there which is really cool. Apart from that, ambient display is available with hand wave, pocket and pickup sensors, which is great. I really like that. Vibration can be customized. Vibration strength can be customized to whatever you need, which does work out really well. Slider options are available where you have all of these options available, and it does also work out really well. Button can be customized. Now this is something which I have been missing in many other ROMs like Nitrogen OS or Validus ROMs, where just a option to just click this option and swap the back end recent button. I really want that, and this worked out really well. Graphic option, sRGB mode, high brightness mode, soft color mode, and neutral color mode is also available. I'm not really sure about soft color mode and neutral color mode because both of them seem to be really similar. Also sRGB mode, all of them seem to be similar, but it's something there which is you can customize. Now in the buttons option, you can customize the volume button. You do have music controls with this, was worked out really well. You don't have keyboard cursor control, which I would have liked in this one. Keys enable navigation bar, and also button backlight can be enabled or disabled as ever you want it. Power button can also be customized to any of these. You can enable advanced restart and also disable power menu in lock screen. Recent style can also be customized in Omni Switch because it is an OmniROM. It of course has Omni Switch. You can customize that. There are button options for the hardware keys, like long pressing the recent menu. You can customize that. Long pressing home button can also be customized for launching a system, which I have done. And also double tapping the home action to go to sleep. This option is amazing. I really like this one. There are some ROMs which has an option for double tapping the home button, but it does not have this option. This might be personal to me, but I know a lot of people do use double tapping the home button to keep their phone to sleep, because home button is what they use to unlock the phone, and home button is the button they want to use to lock their phone also. There isn't much more customization in the button field, but I think this will get you started on that. Bars and lock screen, you can enable double tap to sleep on the status bar. IMEI network traffic indicator is available, and this is the full feature one which we have been seeing in no-GAD options, so that's really cool. Disable media wallpaper on lock screen if you don't want that. Rotation option can be customized from here rather than the display option. Battery settings are available, you can customize that. Enable fast charging colors are available if you are connected to your dash charger. Now in the settings menu, you can enable or disable the column layout. Right now I have enabled that. You saw that in the column options. You can enable or disable that if you're wanting that. It's just normal stuff. Time in state, you can check how much time your device is in deep sleep or in the other options in its boot. Since all of that, this is the little cluster, and there is also an option for the big cluster, so that is also available. Also those settings are available, and this is one of the settings which is only available in OmniROM as far as I know. You can customize the dose settings for each application or each instance rather, so you can customize how much inactive timeout, idle timeout, all that can be customized. And this is a much more advanced setting. I wouldn't recommend that you fiddle around with this if you don't know what you mean with it, but it is available for those advanced users who still do want to use that. There's also CPU usage. Matlog is inbuilt, so if you want to help out the developer with the logcats, you can do that in build. You don't have to install a separate application. And that is pretty much it in the extra setting. Let's go to display options. Display options, you do have night light is available. Ambient display brightness can also be enabled. Font size and display size can be customized. Ambient display is available, and you can enable always on, but I personally don't choose to do that because it does drain out battery quite a bit more, so that's something there. Also theme option is available. There is pixel theme and there is a default theme which is green, and that is pretty much it in the options or features section. And as you have seen, it is a pretty substantial amount of features. It's a pretty good amount of features, and incidentally these are features which I personally regard to be much better than other features. So this it seems to be tailored to me. I really like this one. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for features. Now the battery life. The battery life has not been the best for me, but considering it's an Oreo ROM with a pretty decent feature section and pretty decent performance, I'm gonna give it, I mean the active drain was about 14 to 15% on the normal, and idle drain has been anywhere around from 1.5% to 1.7%. Not the best, but I can live with that. I have been using it for about 3 days now. I really like it. It's just something which I am really used to, and I really like that. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for battery. Now the performance of the ROM. The performance of the ROM has been pretty good for me. The average score which I got was about 14249, so that does bring it up to the echelon of the normal no-GAD ROMs which I have been trying out, so I'm really appreciating that. This is the last score which I got. Again, not a bad score. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for performance. Now comes the stability of the ROM. The stability of the ROM is also pretty good. Now this is the first ROM where I did not have an issue when enabling and disabling permissions of the application. So that has always been an issue with other Oreo ROMs. So I've noted that in many other ROM reviews. Apart from that, there has been some issues with some certain applications for me. My fitness tracker applications, like this one, the FitWrist application, it wasn't working when I wanted it to work, but right now it is working. So that feels a little bit, I mean, that does take a little bit chink out of it, but it's nothing special. It is working after a reboot and all that. It will work. No issues with that. And I never had a forced reboot on this ROM. Other ROMs, I've had white LED of death, and also restarting takes a lot of time. This one, no such issue. So I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's getting there. It's getting there. I'm really excited about that, but not there yet. Now the camera, the stock camera is nothing special. It's just the Google camera which you get with other AOSP based ROMs, not the Pixel one of course, but yeah, that's about it. It doesn't really have a lot of options, and it just works out really well. It takes decent photographs, and I'm okay with that. I can live with that, and it's just there. But you can install other applications like Gcam, and I have been using that for quite some time now. I do have HDR enabled, HDR plus enabled, and again, it works out. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 though, because it's an afterthought. I have to install it again to get it working, so that's just something which is there. Now comes the aesthetics. Now it does have two options, as I've already said, for the system UI option, white and black. Also it does have color option for pixel and stock. That is pretty much it. It doesn't really have full OMS support. You do need Andromeda or something like that. Also you do need root option for enabling OMS support. You can install custom ROMs, or you can install custom themes with Substratum. Doesn't work entirely as well as Nougat did, or some other ROMs which I have tried out, but it is getting there. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for aesthetics. Now the overall experience with this ROM. This is what I wanted to mention. It's an exceedingly excellent ROM. I really like that, and as I've already said, it's the first time I am having this much fun on an Oreo 8.1 based ROM. It's been working out really well. Other ROMs do have something or the other. BULT works, and that makes a lot of difference for someone who relies on making a lot of calls, and I'm really happy about that. I know most people will not agree with me, but that's just my choice, and that's just my opinion on that. And also there are a few things to it. I have had issues where if I enable or open Titanium Backup, I have to give option or give root access every time I open this application. So that has been a few things which I have been seeing with other applications. Also the Magis Manager root does not stick. That has been an issue which I have been seeing with any application, so I'm not really sure why, but these are chinks in the armor, but it does work out really well. I don't really have issues with that. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 for overall experience, because it is an amazing ROM. I really like that. Let me show you guys the boot animation, which is pretty cool, and this thing, great job Google, you did a great job with that. It just looks amazing. So here is the boot animation for Oreo Omni, and well, as you can see, it's nothing special. It has been the same for Oreo 8.1 also on OmniROM, and it works out. It shows this guy and the Oreo biscuit, and I guess that's pretty cool. So yeah, while this is booting up, I'm going to conclude because my battery is low, and I don't want to overstay or overheat my camera. So in conclusion, it's an amazing ROM. I have liked this ROM for quite some time now, and I won't mind using this ROM as my daily driver, because it is a great ROM for daily driver usage. Battery is not the perfect one, but if you want 8.1 ROM, I would suggest you try this out, because it is working out really well. Now I haven't tried out other 8.1 ROMs. I do have plans for that, so I will be trying that out soon, and yeah, I think we'll have the full perfect trifecta for that. So yeah, I guess how much is it about the ROM? For the final score, I'm gonna give it the computer score is about 6.72538861. So the final score is going to be 6.7, which is probably the highest highest score an Oreo ROM, custom Oreo ROM has received on this yet. So yeah, I really like that. I hope you guys like the video. Please subscribe and like the video if you found it useful. See you guys next time. Bye.